Hey friends, Ty here. So just the other day, I was reminded yet again that the double standard that is running rampant in our world is just absolutely insane. So the other day at my day job, we have a customer call in, and she proceeds to ask every person that she talks to whether or not they are, quote, African American. So, a colleague of mine who is not of that description first gets the call, and she relays to him that she would prefer to work with somebody who is African American. So he asks me, "Hey Ty, would you like to help this customer?" I'm sure. And so I hop on the line with the customer, and she's like, "Ty, I got a personal question for you right off the bat. Are you African American?" Now, me being a little bit of a sarcastic self, and but while still trying to be honest, I said, "Well, I got a black daddy." And she goes, "Well, what does that mean?" And I was like, "Well, I am historically what you would call a mulatto. I have mixed ancestry, predominantly of partially African descent and Anglo-Saxon descent on my mother's side." And she basically essentially told me, "Well, that just frankly won't do." And so she's like, "I would like to work with," these were her words, "I would like to work with a full African American man." And I said, "No problem, ma'am. We actually have a few of those in our employ. You're welcome to come down to our business, and they would be more than happy to help you." And so, and we just left it there. And I just got to thinking, her preference in and of itself is not necessarily what bothers me. It's just, I do see a double standard though, because in an alternate universe, let's say, if it was a white person calling and asking everybody they talk to, "Hey, do you happen to be white? Do you happen to be of European descent?" Those people would be absolutely lambasted and tarred and feathered as racists. Well, guys, in case you needed somebody to tell you plainly, black people are racist too. Not all black people, but black people can be guilty of that same sin, and it needs to stop being enabled by our society. I am of the belief that in the 90s, when I was coming up as a kid, racism, for majority intents and purposes, was almost dead. But no, people, especially those on the Democratic Party, wanted to keep that alive. And guys, newsflash, if you're black and you happen to vote Democrat, I hate to tell you, but you didn't leave the plantation. You just exchanged the old one for another one. And that is the Democratic Party, who feel entitled to your vote, who don't do jack diddly squat for you, and only feign to care about you every 2 years and every 4 years. That's it. They do not care about you. They do not give a rip about you. They want to keep the black family fractured and keep it as a net negative in society, so that way they can continue to have you vote for them to increase their base, to increase their influence. Oh, and by the way, have the black community, has rather the black community truly prospered under Democratic leadership? Truly. No, because you same people were hopping online after Biden got elected a few years ago, talking about how you got bamboozled by Biden. Matter of fact, it was a hashtag. So, guys, let's stop this nonsense. At the end of the day, the only thing that really matters, the true distinction that really matters, and again, this is a Christian page, is are you in Christ or are you outside of Christ? And are you a morally upright person or are you not? Does your character matter? You guys champion Martin Luther King Jr. Okay? He's the one that talks about somebody not being judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. So how about you maybe start implementing your golden boy, who actually turns out to, after the CIA and FBI released their files on him, wasn't a golden boy at all. But how about you take some of those words and actually apply them for a change and get a grip? May God bless, keep you all. May me here soon again, Lord willing.